Todd, welcome back to SuperChat.
Morning, Gary. How are you?
I'm just fine. I'm feeling really good. We're in the holiday season now.
Yes, it is. A little bit of excitement everywhere.
Whether we want it or not, it's here.
Exactly.
Well, I wanted to get into a few things here with you. You know, when planning a comprehensive school calendar for each new year, a lot of people may think that this is just a pretty vanilla process, but there are many things to consider. What can you give listeners on regarding an overview of what next year's calendar is looking like for 2018-19?
What we want to do is remind everyone that we're trying to stay consistent with what we started 2 years ago, which was starting earlier in August so that we had more days of preparation prior to state testing. So this year we will stay pretty similar. Our years past, we've had in-service on a Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday is a day off. Students' first day has been a Thursday, Friday. We're changing that just a little bit this year. Students' first day will be on a Tuesday, the 21st of August. Teacher in-service will be the Thursday, Friday, and Monday prior. We backed it up just a little bit because at our two construction sites where we're building new elementaries, we have to do a demolition of Taylor and Struble, completely remove the building, put parking places in spot, and finish up the site that goes there. So those couple days in August will help. We still are on time. Should not be an issue, but some other things that will stay consistent is we will still be out before Memorial Day. Some teachers have had concerns about checking out. They will have the availability to check out on the Friday before Memorial Day because it comes down to parents being able to schedule vacations, knowing when they're out, staff also. Spring break is on the calendar, and we feel pretty good where it is the first week of April, April 1st through the 5th. But that's always determined by state testing. And the complicated part there is ODE has still not released when testing dates are. We probably won't get those to February or March. But this is the same as we've done the last 2 years. We kind of guesstimate where the best week would do. It'd be nice to keep it the same time every year, but with the state testing calendar, we just can't. So we feel pretty consistent with where it is. It has been shared with our staff. We've gotten their feedback on what they think about it. We've shared it with our PTA presidents, and it will go to board for final approval. So parents will have a final approved calendar after next Monday's board meeting, December 11th.
Very good. And I assume at that time it will appear on the website.
Yes, it'll be sent out immediately.
Okay. You know, on a previous show, an episode months ago, you mentioned this committee. But I wanted to ask you, Todd, if you could report on the work being addressed by your Diversity and Equity Committee.
Yeah, we've put a lot of work on this, and we put a lot of time into it. I just want to make sure that the community, and most importantly, our parents and students, are up to date on what we're doing. We're going to put a release out of the findings that have occurred, but basically what started is the district finished an extensive focus group project of diversity affairs. We did some focus groups that took place from August to October of this year. And what we found is the outcomes demonstrated a critical need for a diversity plan that needs to address cultural proficiency of staff, recruitment and retention of minority staff, culturally sensitive practices in staff and student matters, communication with minority students and their families, and culturally sensitive practices as it pertains to our curriculum choices. So it's bringing an awareness to an issue that we need to address. We had groups that were chosen from high school students, through parents, through community members, and through our certified and classified staff. And these were the outcomes that were determined to be as important. Last board meeting, and I know it's very difficult for people to get to board meetings or watch them on tape delay, but I think it's important that we just keep everybody aware of what we are doing and the importance it plays for us. There'll be an invitation that will come out on the website and through district email if you're connected up to our One Call Now email system. And that is basically an opportunity for you to participate on this committee. Our purpose is to develop a diversity plan. We have several surrounding districts and some up north that we're going to visit that have great diversity plans. Over the year, Northwest has been challenged by students and their families, employees, and community members regarding our lack of attention of what they feel to some diverse issues. And we're a never changing school district. Our demographics change. Our transient rate continues to raise a little bit every year, transient being families moving in and out of the district. So we want to make sure that we're meeting the needs of all groups. So this is an important piece for us. It's something that was brought to us as a concern from the community. So we listened, we developed this focus group, and we continue to have big plans to be in place. And our goal is to have a plan almost complete by this summer, and then evaluate and modify the plan as we go through next school year. So we'll work from January to April to put the plan together. We'll report back to the board in April, and then we'll institute the plan. So it's going to be a very big piece of what we do.
Yeah, good summary indeed. The Ohio Department of Education has an award known as the Momentum Award. Can you share some information with your stakeholders regarding this award and how it relates to Northwest local schools in particular?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. The first thing is getting folks to understand value added. And it's what value are you adding to a child's education? It doesn't matter if the child is struggling, cannot do reading or math, but what value are adding to that versus maybe a kid in the same class who is treated as gifted, who is doing grade level work that is the next grade above. We are accountable for every kid 1 through 25. Doesn't matter what their ability level is. Can we show a year's growth or more each year? And if you don't show that year's growth each year, then students get behind. Students get behind. They don't do well on state assessments. They don't progress the way they should in reading, math, science, and social studies. And so it's something that we pay a lot of attention to. So the latest award that we received is our ODE Momentum Award, and we're very proud of this. Just to read a little bit from what was on the email from the state. Very pleased to notify us that the Ohio State Board of Education has granted Northwest Local the Momentum Award. The Momentum Award is the state board's way of recognizing districts that have received A's on each value-added measure included in Ohio schools and district report cards. Congratulations to you and your district for keeping the learning momentum high. Your district report card for 2016-17 school year shows your pupils enjoyed greater than expected growth in reading and math. Your accomplishments make you part of an elite group of districts that ensuring the academic growth of students from every background and ability level. So value added is, how did your lowest 20% students do? How did your economically disadvantaged students do? How did your African American students do? How did your students with disabilities do? How did your top gifted group do? So it's a measurement of all of those. We received an A in every category. And it's truly an elite recognition that only a school districts can say they receive. So very proud of our staff. Our teachers are certified and our classified staff are going above and beyond. They're coming into work early. They're staying late. They're just doing an outstanding job of working on individual students and not just standing in a class. And as we went to school, we'd have some things on an overhead and they would just roll it and you'd take notes. It's so individualized now and it's changed so much with 21st century learning that our teachers are starting to do a great job. And they've always done a great job, but they're just working smarter instead of harder now. So they're using data to drive their decisions. They know each individual student, and they're just doing a great job.
Well, Todd, let me shift gears here a little bit. As you know, professional development training for staff is an integral part of education across the board, everywhere you go. And it's my understanding that you are adding some extra professional development days for the second semester. Can you tell me about these additional days and what they will cover topically?
Yeah, as everybody knows, we're going from 5 elementary schools to 3 new schools. With doing this, we have new classrooms that are state of the art. We have an opportunity to change what the elementary school day looks like. So for elementary only, we have added 2 additional professional development days. One is January 3rd. We were out originally through January 2nd, so now elementary students will be out January 3rd also. And the other is April 2nd, which is connected to our spring break. So it is very important to us that we have time to do team building. I mean, if to remind everyone, we have a new set of classified employees coming together for the first time next year, a new set of teachers coming together. We have an opportunity to extend the school day and get more academic instruction time, but it's going to take time to put all this together. We'll have one-to-one technology, so there's just a lot to do in order to get things in place for next year. So we have the 3 new elementary schools, but we also have Montford Heights and Colerainell who will be doing the same thing. So it's very important that we give them time. Folks will say, why didn't you put this in the calendar to begin with? Well, things pop up that you have to adjust for. We've been able to add a lot to the buildings that we didn't think we were going to because they've been managed efficiently. We're getting money back that we can put into the buildings. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities that are above and beyond what we ever thought. So these 2 days are very important.
Yeah, excellent. You have a set of new school board members for the next term that will be coming on board. When will their term of office begin and end? How long is a term?
Yeah, it's an exciting time and it's a sad time because we're losing 2 board members who have dedicated a lot of years and time, Chris Heather and Michael Harlow, who have done an excellent job of putting policies in place, voicing their opinion, and working for kids over the past couple of years. And they are to be commended for what they've done and helping this school district pass bond issues that allow us to build new buildings and then renewal levies. So we're going to miss them, but we have 2 new members. One is Mark Gilbert and the other is Joe Ushimura. And they will be a great attribution to our board. Both are energetic, ready to go. I've had conversations with both. Both are members of our community, have lived in the community for a long time, excellent backgrounds in education, just ready to hit the ground running. And we're excited to invite them on board to establish policies and enforce policies. And most importantly, work with legislators to do what's right for kids. Less testing, try to fix this funding formula that hasn't been right in Ohio for 25 years. But it all starts with the Board of Education, passing policy, seeing the bigger picture, and working to enhance our students' learning experiences. So very excited about having them.
Yeah, aside from all the phone calls and the meetings they engage in, there is quite a bit of time and work commitment given up to serve as a board member. So accolades are warranted. And it's not easy being a board member. People, it's not just about showing up once a month for a meeting. There's a lot of things going on. Well, gosh, what a diverse collection of topics today. I always appreciate you sharing solid and useful information, Todd. I want to take this opportunity, however, to wish you, your staff, and all of our listeners and your overall community a safe and happy holiday season. And let's all look forward to a bright and prosperous new year. Todd, thank you for joining me today here on Super Chat.
Thanks, Gary. I appreciate it, and you have a great holiday also.